Hey everybody, it's Sandy Reese with StampACrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me. We have our April card class today. Super excited. I just remind you that when you spend $50 or more before tax and shipping, you're going to get a set of these card class projects for free. So you're going to get a set of 6. Designer paper might change out a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to be exactly like we're making today. Just also, we have double rewards today, and then tomorrow's the last day. So just want to remind you, if you placed a $50 order, you were going to get not only $5, but you're going to get $10 in rewards. So great deal today and tomorrow. Okay, before we get started too, I just wanted to share something with you. We're going to Florida tomorrow for my niece's wedding reception. They had a small private wedding with just the immediate family, and then they're having a big wedding reception this weekend. So we're going to fly down and see that, and then do a couple other things. So I had made my in-laws are the best. My father-in-law, we just celebrated his 90th birthday in October, and then my mother-in-law's 90th birthday is coming up next month. And they have moved in with my sister-in-law. They built an apartment on my sister-in-law's house, but they are the best. They've always been so kind, so caring, so much fun. They are both doing, mentally they're both there. They have game night once a month with their friends. They do things. They're the best. And some of their favorite things to do are, game night. They like to gamble. They like to go to the casino. And so for my father-in-law, I had made a little like a slot machine that, pulled out, and it had $91 bills on it, and then a card that went with it. And so I've been working on my mother-in-law's gift, and I don't think she's going to watch this, so I'm going to go ahead and share it. But if you see this, Mom, don't just ignore that you saw this. I'm going to flip you down and show you, because I don't want to show it to you backwards. It'll look backwards here. So let me get it situated, and I'll be right back and give you a little peek at what I made for her. Here's the card I made for her. Now, none of this is current product aside from the white and the black cardstock. I had pulled in this, I had saved this one. I have another game set, I couldn't find it, but this is my favorite. And I don't know if you remember some of this paper. I want to say it was Broadway something, but it's black and gold, and then there's pink and green too on the other side. And this is a card that I cased, but I changed all, of course, all the colors and everything. But I thought it was so cute. And then the inside, I've got a pop-up, happy 90th birthday. And it's your day, roll with it to a marvelous person on their birthday. Then I have a little gift. I'm not going to say what it is, but I made a box to fit it, and then a little tag to go on there. So I thought they were really cute together. I love this paper. I'm going to be out of it soon. I keep using it for special occasions. But that's what I worked on the other day, so I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was super cute. And if you ever, if you need a gift for, a game player or, a gambler, then that's a great set to have. If you don't have it, you may be able to find that on eBay. Okay, so today's cards, some of these, so I think maybe, some of them, I kind of cased from swaps that I received at Onstage. Now, sometimes I have really busy months, and I have a lot of projects to design. And so that's why I love swaps, because I'll take the swaps and then case them or change them up a little bit, and then and use those ideas. Because, if you have to come up with 25 or 30 ideas in a month, sometimes that's a lot. That can be a lot. So I try to use my resources wisely like a good Girl Scout. Okay, so let's get started on our card. Now, one other thing during a month when we are retiring product. We have a lot of product that's retiring, both in our annual catalog, some in our mini catalog. We have online exclusives retiring. And when I designed these projects, the products were not retired yet. We still have this Nature's, hold on. I printed out my instructions so I remember all the names for everything. The Nature Walk DSP is still available. In fact, the whole suite is still available that's in the mini catalog. And I'm using some of the little wood grain paper right here. However, the stamp set that I am using, called Layered Thoughts, this was retiring, and when I looked at it yesterday, it was already gone. So I apologize for that. You can absolutely switch out the sentiments and use what you have. But that's what I designed, so unfortunately that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, all my blocks are stuck together. Hold on. Okay. So we are using the Nature's Walk DSP. I think that's, or Nature's Walk stamp set. I don't know, what's it called? Nature Symphony, that's it. Nature Symphony. I'm not using the dies, just the stamp set. And let's do our stamping first. So I've got a piece of white here, got a piece of white for the inside, and the only ink I'm using is Pretty Peacock. I love this one. So let's stamp our sentiment, our big happy birthday. This card would be good for anything though. I'm gonna put it on here so I can see it a little better. We're just gonna do a big happy birthday right in the center, hopefully. Oh. All right. Then for the inside, I have To a Great Guy. Now this came from somewhere else, but I thought this was a great masculine card. And then I'm using this big leaf set from Nature Symphony, and I'm just gonna do a little leaf on the bottom, and then we're gonna ink it up again and do leaves there and leaves up here. And you see, isn't that pretty? Just so pretty. And that's the back side, is kind of that big grid. Okay, thought I already had stuck my finger in the ink. All right, let's do some assembly now. Give that another crease. Okay, I am going to adhere this DSP to some pecan pie cardstock. Whoop. I'm getting a little over ambitious with my glue. This is a nice simple card, no die cutting required. I've got some glue on here. I put that in the middle because I have a bit of vellum that we're gonna, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna put that right in the center. It's okay if that glue's there. I had extra DSP. You know, the end of the catalog is always like the time I need to get rid of DSP. All right, so I'm going to glue this down and leave maybe, I don't know, a little over 1/8 of an inch there. And same here. The goal is to have a little bit of that. That's perfect. And then, I mean, I'm not even popping anything up on this one. You could pop this one up if you wanted, but then I'm going to center this right between those two strips. And then the whole thing glues to the card front. And when you see me using this glue on the back, it's very thin. I don't put big That's why I'm always moving, because I don't want huge globs or lines of glue. Just a nice thin layer of glue. All right, we're going to use these pentagons. They are faux bronze pentagons. And these are in the suite as well. So I'm going to do just a large and a small. Maybe I'll put that where I can see it a little better. And then if you have extra DSP, I like to use it for the envelope. So I had some extra because my goals, even though this is not retired, my goals to use up DSP this month. Okay. We'll trim off the excess right here. And then kind of round this corner. And make a pretty little envelope that coordinates with it. Isn't that great? Oh, let's decorate the envelope since we have this big leaf image. Perfect. Such a nice masculine birthday card. Don't you love that? Okay, so let's clean up and we're going to move to our second project on our card class. Hope everyone's having a good week. I have been busy. I have a regular in-person card class tonight. So this morning I did a little cleaning. I made some brownies. And then I have a team meeting the day after I get home, which is late Monday. So I've been trying to get my team meeting ready. I just want to make sure I get everything back in so I'm ready for class tonight. Okay. We'll move that out of the way. Okay, card number 2. We are going to use the Hobby Haven Suite, which has a lot of different, I'm going to do a different designer pattern for this one. Now this I believe is on clearance. It was still available, I think. Let me look at my notes. I think I wrote down Hobby Haven DSP is on the last chance list. Now this ribbon, the beige, basic beige bordered ribbon, is already sold out. And then the Right Words, which is what I am using, which this was my favorite words that I'm so upset, is also sold out. But you can use absolutely any words that you want to use on here. And then we have Dear Dots, which is on the last chance list as well. But the colors on this go really well. So let's get our supplies. It has not many supplies. It's nice and easy. All right. So this was baking and then coffee, which I love. This one has books for reading. So you can pick out whichever, hobby. It's got books, it has spa, crafting, sewing, plants, and cooking. And I think that's all of them. So you could do whatever, use whatever you want. Great retirement cards too. That one I did Thinking of You. This one I'm gonna do birthday. I'm gonna stamp once and make sure that's gonna be straight. My other, I had to pull out an old ink pad, which I guess needs a little refill because it looks a little bit dry. I may have to get another one out because I think I used, I'm using my other one on our projects for card class or for workshops this month. Okay, so I am going to adhere my 2 pieces of designer paper to the espresso cardstock. And then of course, when you place the order and I send this to you, I also send you a PDF with instructions. There's a little bit of a gap there, which is good because we're going to tape this ribbon around so you're not going to see the gap. You can place it how you want. This is the easiest, cutest little card. Okay, I need to flip the ribbon this way. All right. I got my garden in. I finally finished putting everything in last night. I had 2 more sweet potato plants. I was gonna try in I had potato bags that I bought last year. I got no potatoes because I think, well, I used store-bought potatoes that just went to seed or started sprouting, and they did not like the potato bags, but I have heard that sweet potatoes like the potato bags better. So we're gonna try that, but I also put some in the raised bed. So wish me luck on the garden. Lots of 3 different kinds of tomatoes. I've got pickling cucumbers and eating cucumbers, potatoes, sweet potatoes, eggplant, lettuce. I'm trying a little zucchini. Zucchini did not do well for me last year. I think I talked about this in my last video recently. Anyway, looking forward to getting some produce. Everything's coming up, so so far I'm good. I'm happy. Okay, I'm going to use these blue dots. I'm going to put one there. So that's so simple. Let's do an inside sentiment. I'm going to have to maybe re-ink this. Whoa, almost got that in the ink. To someone worth celebrating every single day. I love that sentiment. I'm really going to miss this stamp set. Okay, so that is project number 2. All right, let's set that aside. I'll get all of this put away. And that because it's it's kind of generic, it just has hobbies. It could be used for retirement, birthday, get well, take it easy, thinking of you, whatever you want to do. All right, keep those in there too. Okay, let's get to our last one. This is the card. I love this one because it's summery. And the only ink, well, we're using Flirty Flamingo and Fresh Freesia for our stamping. And I'm using the Boardwalk Fun. Now this is the stamp set. We have a die set too. I'm just using the stamp set, no die cutting. And I used the Soft Waves embossing folder, which is also on the last chance list. Boardwalk Fun is not. That's going to be, well, hold on. This is on the last chance list. The designer paper is still current. And then I'm using the iridescent foil gems, which I love because those go with everything. Okay, and most of you, if you've been stamping for a while, you probably can just look at this and put it together. But we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway because it's super easy. All right, I have already embossed. And if I have time and I can emboss things before class or die cut, I try to, just because it's a big time saver. And usually in class, we're making anywhere from 3 to 6 projects. Sometimes, you know, we make more. On some of the big classes, we'll do 15. So whenever I can save or help my customers save a little time by pre-doing something, I will. Okay, we are going to stamp Celebrate on this little banner. And this is from the where is this from? I do not know. I did not write that down. It's from something. I don't know what. I'm going to have to think about that. Okay, and then we're going to do Happy Birthday. This is a really great summer card. Okay. And then I've got these little palm trees in this set. We're just going to go ahead and add that to the bottom. It's just fun. Fun and colorful. Flirty, that looks like Calypso Coral a little bit, but it's Flirty Flamingo. I don't know. Hope I didn't ink that wrong. Okay, I did re-ink it, but I'm pretty sure I used, hold on, let me double check. Yeah, Flirty, it says Flirty Flamingo, right? Yes, I did use Flirty Flamingo. Whoops, and now I dropped it, now it's on the floor. That's okay. All right, so I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I'm putting it in the center, but over to the left. Center up and down, and then to the left. Then I have a strip of Fresh Freesia. And we're gonna put this right here, centered up and down, and then leaving just a bit there. And then a piece of this fun palm tree designer paper. And we're going to put this one right here. Make sure your palm trees are facing up. And then the little banner. You know, a lot of the dies have already sold out. And then I have this bubble bath ribbon. And do I have glue dots. I'm going to attach this with a glue dot. There's one. Put that right there. And then I'm using the Strawberry Slush gems. I would imagine this is on the last, and I said iridescent foil. You know why? Because I use the clear ones and they look like exactly like the iridescent foil gems. So you can do, you know, you use whatever you want. Because it's your card. All right, I'm going to do a large and 2 small. And because they don't really add a lot in color, what they do add is a little bit of sparkle. Just a little bit of sparkle when you're looking at it. Isn't that pretty? So, that's it. So when you place your order, you're going to get sets to make, well, I already put the other ones back because I have to get ready for class, but you're going to get 2 of each, and along with the PDF. So no stamping done. You can do your stamping yourself using, you know, you probably, if you're getting cards and kits, you probably already have some stamps. So you are welcome to order any of these except this one and this stamp set because those are gone, but almost anything will work. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's projects. Let's see who we have on today. I see Lori. Hi, Lori. All right, thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.